here. I'm here with Jeremy Jones and Carl Boys. JJ, first off, what have you seen over the last 6 days of competition? What kind of skill level?
Oh, the skill level's off the charts. I was pretty impressed with overall the players from right here in Bosnia-Herzegovina. It was great to see the juniors play like always, and of course the fans been great as well.
We had 47 Bosnians actually playing in this tournament out of the 256 that started this. We're now down to 2, and also 32 juniors that took part in the Junior Open. Carl, has it lived up to expectation?
Yeah, of course, you know, it always does. Obviously, Sanjin had the weight of the country on his back, didn't he? He managed to get through, you know, to the latter stages, but just coming up a little bit short. Obviously, a lot of pressure on him, but, you know, overall, another fantastic Open event in new territory.
Yeah, Pelivanovic, he's been pretty instrumental in getting it here, and so much support from the home fans. Okay, let's talk about our first finalist tonight, and Naoyuki Oi is through after beating Daniel Maciol, and that was an 11-1 victory. JJ, he was in fine form today.
He sure was, and I tell you, he really delivered a lot of punishment over just a couple of mistakes from Daniel. Spun off 11 in a row, and I think maybe 5 or 6 breaking runs. I think it was about as perfect a set as we've seen all week.
It was incredible, absolutely incredible. We love the celebration as well. His opponent tonight, he's up against Joshua Filler, who is the former World and US Open champion. He beat Pius Labutis 11-6, and JJ alluded to the fact he was better today than yesterday. Carl, would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, listen, Joshua Filler doesn't ever really play too bad, and he's always up for the big shot. Usually there's 1 or 2 shots in a 9-ball rack, and you know, if you get that right, you should really clear the table, and I thought in his last match he nailed them every time.
In terms of Naoyuki Oi, he's only conceded 13 racks in his last 5 games. Joshua Filler has conceded 21. Bit of a difference there. Naoyuki's had some really sort of big different results, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think that's a combination of breaking the balls really well, staying aggressive, and putting a lot of heat on several opponents that were trying to make their mark this week as well. So, you know, good stuff from Naoyuki Oi late. He needs more of it in the final.
When he got into the last 64, it was a whitewash in that round. It was 10-0, and in that last game against Maciol, it was 11-1. And where is he? There he is, beating Loho Sum, 10-7, a lot closer there for Filler. Labutis, against him, it was 11-6. And there is Joshua Filler beating Shevchik, 10-6. Confirmation of the final night. Naoyuki is through to his first major final of a WNT event. It's a big day for him, isn't it, Carl?
Yeah, it's massive. You know, he's been around a long time. He was around when me and Jeremy were playing. That's how long he's been around. And, you know, he's been to semis, US Opens, World 9-ball championships. He's knocked on the door. And tonight, you know, if he can get over the line, he'll be delighted. But it's a big, big match coming up for him, obviously.
Now, they haven't met since the formal launch of the WNT. That was in 2023. They did meet in the last 32 of the World Champs. That was back in 2021, and it was Oi who was victorious, 11-6. Will any of these games be in their mind tonight, JJ?
No, I mean, these players, they play so much. I mean, if they played a lot of late, that's a difference, or like Maciol and Oi had played previously in this tournament, that makes a huge difference. But so much pull between, I think they're just pretty much concerned with themselves.
Carl, did you ever look at a player and think, oh, I beat you 3 years ago, I feel like I've got the upper hand?
Maybe not 3 years ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. Maybe 3 years is a long time. No, but it's funny, isn't it? Because certain players you play, you feel like everything goes your way, and you might be like, you know, 4 or 5 wins up, and every time you break, you've got a shot at the lowest ball. But I don't think they've played that many times to be thinking that way.
Okay, I was just trying to get you there. In terms of skill level, what you saw from both players today, who do you feel has got the slight edge, the slight upper hand? I mean, if we look at the world rankings, it's Joshua Filler, ranked number 8, who's right up there. He's the favourite. Did he play better today, or is it hard to compare?
Well, I think he played well yesterday. He just didn't seem so settled. You know, like maybe a hair doubt on a few shots. That wasn't the case so much today. Naoyuki Oi, some may say he overachieved in that last match, but that's just how 9-ball pool is. He just got it going and he never let up, and he's got that kind of gear.
You know, it's my favourite question. Predictions, Carl. Who are you going for in the final of the European Open? Who's going to win?
I mean, obviously, I think you've got to pick Joshua Filler, haven't you? You know, he's 27 years of age. He's won every big major that we've had, you know, the big majors. Obviously, he's not won this one, but the three that we've had, he's made it through to the weekend every time. So you've got to pick the guy who's got all the big trophies.
Yeah, he's had good results in this European Open so far, but yet to take the title. He wants it. He's really hungry for it. Is his opponent going to win, or are you going for Filler as well?
Well, I mean, I think Filler's in there all the time, and I just kind of feel like after a couple great years from Oy and then a kind of a light year last year, he put in a lot of work, and I think it's his time, so I'm going to go with Naoyuki.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen. We look forward to hearing you in commentary. It's time now to get the final of the European Open underway.
I know he's a great player, but I never watch my opponent during a tournament because I don't care. Because I have to bring my A game. Big challenge. I have most confidence in the more confidence. I do my best, only I do my best, please. Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. If I can put him under pressure, make it, you know, let him make mistakes or something. But I just, you know, be positive, wait for chances and hope I can take those. Always give 100%, doesn't matter what tournament I play, and I hope I can pull it off. So let's go.
Welcome back to the 2025 European Open Pool Championship. In partnership with Ministry of Culture and Sports of Sarajevo, Visit Sarajevo and Hotel Hills Sarajevo, the World 9-Ball Tour is proud to bring you the first matchroom major of the year, bringing world-class 9-ball to this incredible city. It all comes down to this. After days of fierce competition, only 2 players remain, both battling for the European crown and fighting to call themselves champion. First, representing Japan, a showman on and off the table. Ladies and gentlemen, Naoyuki! And his opponent from Germany, ladies and gentlemen, Joshua Killer Filler! Two players, one title. This is the final of the European Open. Let's get the action underway.
Just looking at the players who will be shaking hands with the Minister of Sports and Culture here in Sarajevo. Photo opportunity, brilliant that the World 9-Ball Tour has come here to Sarajevo, and it's been staged for the first time, the European Open here. It's been in Germany for the last 3 years, and it's all to play for. Really well received here. The hospitality has been absolutely amazing, and such great feedback as well from the players. So confirmation that it is Naoyuki Oy up against Joshua Filler in the final of this 2025 European Open. We're almost ready to get the action underway. Do not go anywhere. We'll see you in a couple of minutes' time.
Tôi phải làm tí xôi không ạ? Nãy mình ăn. Nãy xong trận filler mình nấu ăn. Nấu ăn xong vào là vừa. Lên cho anh em luôn đây. Tối nay kéo TikTok thua yêu từ bé luôn. Yêu từ bé giờ đang view đang lên lắm này. Hello, Coach Silas. Lust. Cái màn hình nó dừng thế này là lỗi của bên media của WNT nhé, không phải do tôi đâu nhé. Cái nó bị dừng này là do của bên WNT đấy. Anh em đang nhìn thấy anh em lại bảo lag, chết tôi. Kết nối đang báo rất mạnh nhé, còn cái này là do WNT thôi. WNT tự dưng nó dừng thế này. Đấy, hôm nay media của WNT rất kém luôn, từ hôm đến giờ. Nhiều lúc nó zoom lên rất gần, có những lúc nó lại để rất xa. Hello bro, anh bro. Trên yêu từ bé toàn nước ngoài thôi, toàn anh em nước ngoài. Hello Jimmy, let's go. Tự dưng nóng hết người. Hà Nội đang lạnh mà nóng quá. Hai năm tổ chức ở Hà Nội rồi, media của WNT không học được từ media của Hà Nội, của Việt Nam.
Hotel Hills, Sarajevo, brand new venue for this year's European Open in its 4th year. And it's been a splendid week, 6 days of action, 256 players. Just 2 remain. Naoyuki against Joshua Filler. Both players have actually quite easy really all the way through. Both players are just warming up. They get a rack apiece. That's Joshua Filler at the table. JJ, Jeremy Jones alongside me in the booth for this final. What kind of task has Naoyuki got to try and beat the young German, the kid who's won it all?
Oh, he's got a big task, obviously, and I think he's up for it. You know, I talked about all week that the lag really hasn't meant a whole lot in these matches on table one, it seems, you know, where I feel like it could mean a lot here to open. Josh opened with a couple of breaking runs, I believe, in his last match after winning the lag. So, and obviously, Oi put on an exhibition in the semifinal, and the break was really working.
Yeah, been around a long time. Naoyuki, this was his route to the final. 10-0 over Camino in the round of 64. That was quite a surprise scoreline. 10-1 over Max Legno. Seems to have breezed his way through to the final. And Joshua Filler, very similar, really. Closest match, 10-6 at the quarter-final. That was the big match, though, the round of 16. That was the match pool fans around the world wanted to watch. Shaw didn't really show up. And Filler did what he usually does. Not seen much of Naoyuki on the main table over the opening 6 days, but word had spread fast that he was kind of destroying his opponents a little bit, weren't he? Have you watched much of him on the outside tables, Jeremy?
Just really the score lines. He never really played right here in front of us. We had a real nice vantage point on 4 or 5 tables, and just seeing him streak out, and you know that again, it's a lot of what he did in that semifinal. And he did play one early match, I think, against the young Van Berkel, round 3 maybe or something like that, on the main table. Josh didn't really get much time there until late, maybe just because of the draw itself, but the 2 right guys here in our final.
Nicky, have a great final. Josh, have a great final.
Ideal start. And it was the ideal opener on the blue too. That was a very nice opening shot indeed. Had to dig down into the cue ball. The Minister of Culture and Sport. He's been here all week, actually. Ken Magoda, super nice guy. I'm sure he would have wished Sanjin Perlovanovic was in this final, but he got to see him out there, Jeremy.
And I think all things considered, a final 16 with so much responsibility prior to this event, and you know, being kind of the ambassador and the face of this event, I think Sanjin, hats off to him.
Yeah, and he's got the pleasure of watching this final with Emily Fraser.
Rack 2. Naoyuki to break. Leading 1 rack to 0.
Tôi thích ăn ổi nhé, ông nhé. Tôi thích ăn ổi. ủng hộ châu Á.
His first missed one ball, maybe a second in 2 matches. Didn't quite open like we've seen. I didn't mind the hit on the one. Maybe a little thin. A little thin. So I think you'll see Josh with the jump cue, even though the pink is some distance away.
Yeah, after the break, the very next shot, you can play what we call a push out.
I'll tell you, after a dry break and the one over the side, if he gets away with Josh not being able to or feel comfortable enough to jump this ball, it's got to be a bit of a roll if you're Naoyuki. Certainly not going to push out to a jump. He won't get it back. Josh, we always hear about his practice routine, running 200 balls in straight pull every day, and ideally, just something you don't see very often. Not a whole lot of pockets for the red 3, even with ball in hand. So he's going to play a combination on the 3-8.
Yeah, this type of shot can make you look a bit foolish, but like many things on a pool table, Filler's up there with one of the best at this type.
Yeah, with this angle, I like speed a little bit. Very confident stroke.
Yeah, just such a straight cue. Any little bit of spin on the cue ball there can just make the object ball squirt off in a different direction, and you miss the combo.
Yeah, what I think about Josh a lot of times that makes him so great is he doesn't run for the short pocket. You know, he really plays the rack nicely and keeps it simple. Like here, he's just going to lay up for the corner. Makes it very natural to play the 5 either in the lower right or the side. Probably wanted to, you know, 6 more inches on the cue ball.
Nhật hình như là man đang lên rồi đấy. Man đang lên. Ok Quang Tổng nhé. Đúng không Quang Tổng? Hình như man đang lên. Bài. Vừa rồi mình xem thì man là đang một còn giờ cũng được man lên nữa không? Đúng rồi, hồi 2020 là lên đến
What's your feeling as well?
Yeah, great start here from both players. Naoyuki a little bit unlucky on the jump shot, but with ball in hand, Filler clears the table. It's one apiece. First Open event of the year this, but there's plenty more to come. The UK Open Pool Championships back in Telford, May 6th through to the 11th. 6 days of action. As always, the final 16 live on Sky Sports. Good venue last year, Jeremy, wasn't it? Really a good place to play. And if you've never been to an Open event and you've seen it on TV, get yourself a ticket, come and watch.
Yeah, nice ranking event in Glasgow right before a smaller ranking event that was a class field, kind of like a warm-up for that UK Open.
Yeah,
Even know what you are messing with. We're coming at you with a brand new hit. Something's telling me that it's still in time.
Giờ chỉ hy vọng Fuller phá lỗi thôi, phá không ra hình thôi. Ừ, 19, 1-10 vào đây ai cũng mạnh hết. Trung Quốc vẫn ghét Nhật lắm. Đúng rồi, chung kết bạn ơi. Đây chung kết rồi cho nên đừng ai hỏi Hoàng sao bao giờ bắn nhé. Ra quốc tế mà. Hello Lê Văn An. Không ngủ à? Quyết định dậy xem đấy. Rô cũng on này. Nói chung là trận này mình vẫn cổ vũ châu Á thôi. Oi bắn hay quá. Hôm nay Oi bắn hay quá. Nhìn thích. Trận bán kết mấy người họ hỏi mình ngọc xăm các kiểu là mình cho ban hết đấy. Giải Trung Quốc lớn mà giải ở Dubai tiền thì nhiều, giải của Trung Quốc thì tiền cũng nhiều, hai giải tiền nhiều nhất đấy. 2-1 bạn ơi, 2-1 cho Fuller. Vô địch 40.000 nhé, 40.000 đô.
welcome back to the action. European Open in its 4th year. That's the venue. And the start of this final so far has gone Joshua Filler's way. Still only 2-1.
Right.
The third rack was a quick one. 9-ball finish near the pocket off the break. Filler with the combo.
No, thanks. Thank you, rack 4. Joshua Filler's break, leading 2 racks to 1.
Yeah, the blue two's kind of by itself. That's usually a good sign. And quite a bit of speed on it. And some 4 rails around the table. So we should see Oi back at the table here. It should be a safety to open.
What's Joshua looking at here? I think he's trying to get a bit of distance, is he? Yeah, he needs his cue ball to keep going, the 9 ball. There's a blocker, and I think he's got the 4 ball hook there.
Yeah, and if there's not that gap between the 8 and 9 to the short cushion, this could be some trouble. And you can see he's curving it the other way, so not a whole lot you get out of this usually. Just trying to make a good hit. Yeah, really beautifully struck. Just percentage-wise, you just don't get a whole lot usually. Not a lot of separation, not a lot of speed.
Center of the table for the cue ball here. Looks a little light.
Yeah, he rarely lets up on it. A little let up there going through the ball. I personally thought he was going to stun the ball. Just, I feel like Josh is the greatest stunner of the cue ball I've ever seen. Now, he could attack and just come across at the purple with the cue ball. I shot it. He was bringing the cue ball back down. He knew on a miss he could leave something difficult. The fluke was the last thing.
Tried to create an angle there. You could see he didn't have much to work with.
It looks like he's going to take the natural angle and go towards the purple 5.
In the semi-final, Jeremy said that Fuller's having a ratio of winning 4 racks out of 5, and he's at it again here in the final. Mayor of Sarajevo. The VIPs are in for the final. Jeremy, I'm sure they're delighted with this event, aren't they? What Matchroom have brought to Sarajevo with the help of Sanjin Perlovanovic. It's been a fantastic week.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I don't know all the sporting world here in Bosnia-Herzegovina, but they did host the 84 Winter Olympics. As far as an international event, this has to be up there.
Yeah, and like a lot of the fans in here, I know they've enjoyed Naoyuki, his not antics, but his celebrations and his interviews.
Rack 6. Joshua Phillips break, leading 4 racks to 1.
Ui giờ mở nhiều lắm. Hà Nội mở nhiều lắm ông ơi. Nhan nhản luôn. Chỗ tôi nhiều quán.
Yeah, a little thin again. It's going to work out, though. And usually you can tell they're thin because you don't get near as much movement, because you don't get as much energy into the one, even though it is a cut break.
Yeah, you got the arc under the 9 ball.
Yeah, and Josh Filler is just one of a handful of players in the world that you get a 4-1 scoreline in a race to 13, and you feel like, you know, you're getting in very, let's say, scary waters, you might say.
Yeah, he won't have lost many a match from having a decent lead, but this is a race to 13, still a long way to go.
Look at there, by design, opening up the purple 5 with that shot. He could have gotten on the 3 a few different ways, but that was thinking ahead.
Yeah, well spotted, Jeremy.
All right, digging on this a bit, so watch out for the side pocket. Oh, I thought he was going to pull the ball.
Chưa ghi được. Ông nào gọi ghi nào? Chưa ghi được. Filler thích thủ cơ.
Now, similar position as earlier, not really a playable offensive shot. He's got to hold the cue ball. It's got to go a little bit.
Naoyuki doesn't look happy. I was looking at his facial expressions there. That tells us that he feels he's left the pot here. It's not an easy pot.
No, and I think maybe rush that a little, because if you look at that, he can slide the cue ball over with the 5, 9, and 6 there. He's got all kinds of cover. And Annie would have got the 3 a little more near the pink.
Well, let's mark down the date and the time and the year, because arguably the worst cue shot I've ever seen Filler play.
Yeah, he really let up on it. When you let up on it, everything kind of breaks down. Spin comes off the ball. Getting away with him, though.
Yeah, I think we may have got a bit closer to the pocket if we'd have walked straight out there, Jeremy, with that one. It can happen, though. As you said, got away with it, kicking one rail, trying to pot this ball. It's close. Unlucky.
Chơi của giải được mời. Giải 16 giờ thì được mời. 20 tháng 3.
Couple of balls left here. And Josh knows the magnitude of this rack with what's going on in it. The big miss on the 6th ball. Well, the story of rack 6 is both players had chances, both players missed balls, but it's that green 6 ball that's cost Naoyuki, and it's 5-1. welcome back to this year's European Open final. If you are just joining us, well, it's all going the way of Joshua Filler, and this has not helped Naoyuki. It was the missed 6 ball in rack 6, which has cost that man there. And Joshua Filler with that 9 ball.
On the break, though. A little quick, I think, with the delivery, even for Josh.
Yeah, I noticed he's using the Finalist tip. A lot of the players are using leather with this break, but he's been using Finalist.
Yeah, and I don't recall if that was always the case with Josh.
I don't believe it was at all.
Yeah, I personally like the firm leather tip for the cut break. You can hear the Finalist, actually.
Yeah, explain why, Jeremy. Why is the leather tip, which is a little softer than Finalist, better for this style of break for the pool players watching at home?
Yeah, well, Finalist really came about, you know, gives you a little more boom with the hit on the cue ball, a little more velocity, a little more power, but these guys don't really lack that. And with the cut break, you're usually wanting to draw the ball. And the leather just grabs the ball a bit better. Well, I think quite a bit better. And so therefore, I think also it gives you a little more room for the miss hit on the cue ball as well. I think when you miss hit the cue ball with the Finalist, you tend to deflect a little bit more on catching the one a little off your mark. Kick and stick here with the jump cue.
That's great.
Oh, that's a big mistake there.
It's not easy.
Please start the clock.
To be in his position. The start of this match has just not gone his way. He knows it's the final. It's the very last match of the event. It's the biggest match of his career, and he's knocked on the door so many times. 42 years of age. He has been in World semi-final, US Open semi-final.
Josh holding the cue ball nicely there. He'll have to work the cue ball across the table, maybe draw it behind the purple. Doesn't play by the 8. And he's got 4 pretty easy balls to get over halfway home to this race to 13 in a quick manner and a manner that Naoyuki is not too thrilled about.
Extension, cool.
The young German, Joshua Filler, is over halfway there now. This final seems to be pretty one-sided. It's now 7-1. And we're going to try and hear from the second half of the Jason Short interview.
Jason, good to see you. How's your time in Sarajevo going?
Yeah, it's been good. Yeah, had a nice meal there. Found a good steakhouse. Finally got a good steak in me. So yeah, but overall it's been good.
Great stuff. Tyler was saying the same thing. He'd love the steak here. Obviously, next week, Premier League Pool Open. You've got a few days respite. What are you thinking ahead of that tournament?
Just try and relax a little bit. I probably won't practice for the next couple of days. I'm going to go into Sarajevo. I'm going to go a couple hours away, see a couple of things, and yeah, check some stuff out with my wife. So I'll come back here the day before the PLP, and hopefully it's good enough to go.
Yeah, you're doing a bit of touristy stuff, aren't you? It's great, absolutely brilliant. But in terms of these 2 events, these 2 weeks in Sarajevo, it's fantastic for WNT, isn't it?
Yeah, new place, new territory. I'm sure the fans have loved having all the top players here, and hopefully in years to come we'll be back here.
Great stuff. Enjoy next week.
Thank you.
Back to the action. He's made the one ball, and he's got to look at the lowest ball on the table. The Cole brothers sweating the final. What a trio of players they are, Jeremy.
We've always had father-son combinations, sometimes some brothers, and of course we have a brother-sister combination with the Oceans, but do you ever remember 3 like that of one family that are so great at the same time as well?
Well, I'm sure if Phil Yates was still here, he'd think of something.
Well, I'm talking about pool, not football, or
Extension call.
golf maybe. I know the 2 brothers that played snooker back 100 years ago or whatever it was. And was it Davis? Was that their last names, I believe?
Yeah, Joe Davis.
Yeah, and just like, some of those misses he had, it could wear on you if he gets out those games and whatnot. It could get a little heady even for Josh, as great as he is. But when he doesn't really have to ponder or worry about those things costing him, kind of motivates him, and now it looks to extend the lead even more.
Killed the cue ball there. Playing for the Brown 7 in the centre pocket.
Yeah, funny thing is he's put a few breaking runs together now another, but doesn't even feel like he's really started to break the balls any kind of consistent.
Yeah, in the semi-finals, he finished that match with 5 breaking runs. He's had a few more in this final. What a healthy lead he has now. It's Phil at 8, all he wants.
We're coming at you with a brand new hit. Something's telling me that it's still in time.
Cái filler phá ra hình thế này họ filler phá không ra hình đi nào để oi có cơ hội nữa này. Choi năm ngoái là xếp thứ 2 tại World 10B Championship năm 2024 đấy. Năm ngoái cũng xếp thứ 3 tại All Japan Open 2024. Ngoài ra cũng có mấy giải vô địch.
In its fourth year, the European Open has come to Sarajevo. The first 3 years it was held in Germany, and it's Joshua Filler from Germany who is well on his way here in this final. Everything's going his way, he's playing nice, he's breaking nice.
Joshua Filler's great. Leading 8 racks to 1.
And it's 8 racks to 1.
Yeah, probably more by design that time than he has the entire match. One on the side, a little thin still. 2 ball came open though. You know he's going to attack. He's just trying to figure out what to do with the cue ball. Sometimes you just come right at the ball, the next ball, and kind of simplify the two. He's starting to get comfortable. A kill stroke from a long ways away. That's a good sign for the Filler camp, along with the 7-game lead. Shout out to a couple we're missing here in the comms booth, Michael McMullen.
Famous brothers just before. Dai is with the Cole brothers.
Well, I'm here with Kopin Han, Kopin Hee, and Kopin Chun. Good to see you, the brothers. What is it like travelling together?
Hello.
Okay, I'm going to ask you. What is it like being together, travelling together?
Yes, we always traveling together, sleep together, dream, and together practice. And we are happy. We are 3 brothers.
Oh, it's wonderful. Kopin Chun, do you like Sarajevo? Has this been a good event?
Yeah, I very like here, and I very enjoy for this tournament. Yeah.
And do you have a good relationship together, all of you?
Yeah, I love to always together.
Who is better? Is it better or better?
I think be better.
Kopin
brother, so I'm always the best.
Oh, it's so wonderful that you've got such a great friendship, and really great to see you here in Sarajevo. Good luck this season. Who is going to win?
I hope Asia can win, but now score is maybe
possibly Filler.
Yeah. So, but I hope Asia can win.
Okay, a comeback. Thank you. Enjoy.
Thank you.
What a nice trio of brothers they have.
Joshua Filler's
And
great.
obviously Dai as
Leading
well.
10 racks to 1.
We all know Kopin Yee's the better at English. I don't think somebody told Dai.
Yeah, sticky. All right, he's dialing in better on the break, and I don't know if it would even matter at this moment, but looking to maybe get a clearance here with keeping Oy in the chair, and a lot of hardware with those 3 brothers, and Han getting his first ranking event this year. Of course, Kopin Chung with an exhibition at the U.S. Open like we've never seen, and a World 9-ball champion, a World Pool Masters champion with Kopin Yee.
Yeah, we're waiting for the moment where all the Cole brothers qualify for the final 16, aren't they? I think that will come sooner or later. Yeah, good shot. Cue ball's on the rail, so he can only go forward with the cue ball. Doesn't want to go too far.
Not sure if he can avoid the contact on the green 6. If not, he'll just come off it straight up the table.
Huge 9-ball prize.
you with a brand new hit. Something's telling me that it's still in time.
Yes, Nico. Me too. Cái này là giải nó chia đều đấy. Mà giải Euro Open này tiền thế này là còn nhiều đấy. Đến cuối tháng 3 này một giải ở Mỹ và sang tháng 4 là có 3 giải ở Mỹ, cộng lại không bằng tổng tiền thưởng của cái giải này luôn. Thì mới biết giải ở Mỹ nó giải này nó nhiều tiền như thế nào. 3 giải kia cộng lại không bằng một cái giải Euro Open này. Anh em nhớ là sang tháng 20 tháng 3 đến 26 tháng 3 còn giải nữa nhé. Anh em nhớ nhé. Tháng 3 này là giải mời 16 người. Trong đó có Hoàng Sao, An Nhiệt. Ai thích AJ Malat thì có AJ Malat đấy. Ok Alex. $40 đô 1 tỷ đấy. Tiền khá là nhiều đấy.
Welcome back to the action. Finals night here in Sarajevo. We've been playing about an hour and 15 minutes. And if you're just joining us, it's filler to break. And you need just 2 more racks. Look at the scoreline, 11 racks.
Some of the match stats which really do reflect the match. 5 break and runs for Filler. He dominated all over the place. 92% break and win rack, 94% pot success. The German in fine form today. Those stats really do bounce out at you. He's had such a brilliant 6 days here in Sarajevo, the heart of Bosnia and Herzegovina, and enjoyed every second. Congratulations to Joshua. We'll speak to him very shortly, but for now, let's head over to our MC.
Please welcome the presentation party, ladies and gentlemen. Matchroom Multisports CEO Emily Fraser and Minister of Culture and Sports of Sarajevo, Kenan Magoda. It's time to give a warm welcome to our runner-up, Naoyuki. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please give a very warm welcome to a winner of European Open, Joshua Killer Filler!
seem to be in a bit of a rush there. 13-1 in less than 90 minutes gives you initial thoughts, buddy. Well done.
Well, all I can say, every time I make a mistake, I got away with it. Actually, every time left him a tough shot, and he just couldn't get into the match, which just helped me. And when you lead like 5-6 games, this gives you a lot of confidence. But I'm just over the moon, and I have to say I witnessed this win to my grandma. She's fighting a tough time right now, and it's for you, Grandma.
Yeah, we wish her all the best, Joshua. Listen, you've won so much in the sport. You know, you're just only 27 years of age. You know, just how much can you keep winning? Where does it end?
Well, I mean, I'm just lucky in my life. I always have people on my side who believe in me. They like me and help me just going through being professional, help me with my game. Of course, my wife, my family are the biggest support in my life, and this helps me. And when you have people on your side who believes in you, this pushes you even further. And of course, luckily, our sport is growing more, and to have that arena and such equipment to play on is also great. And thank you, everyone.
Josh, don't go anywhere. I'm going to come back to you in 1 second. Where is it, Naoyuki? Unlucky, not the result you wanted, obviously, but you did get one, Rack. Give us your thoughts.
Yeah, pool is a super tough game. Unbelievable. Yeah, VIP seat. Only see. Next time, David.
Obviously, you must be delighted to get to the final. You've played so well. You know, you've been flying around the table. You've been drilling everybody. Just a quick word on your opponent. Not an easy guy to beat.
Yeah, very nice, good tournament. And don't like Joshua. Just kidding. Yeah, super. Joshua is now, I think so, world #1 class player. Yeah, shoot on no miss. Sometimes miss, hiding. Oh my goodness. Congratulations.
Quick word on the fans. Obviously, you're loved all over the world. All these guys, they really support you this week.
Yeah, thank you. Hey! Thank you, Sarajevo!
Naoyuki, Josh, final words. As I said, such a young man in the sport, only 27 years of age. Just how difficult was to, beat Naoyuki so convincing like that? Because he's played great this week.
Well, I expected, of course, a more closer match, but as I said, every time I make a mistake, I got lucky actually, and he scratched a couple of times, missed 1 or 2 tough shots, and of course my break during the end of the match was just going well. And also to all the fans coming here, supporting so well, the European Open was a big success. Thank you.
You play this down quite a lot. I've noticed in a lot of your interviews recently, you're always thereabouts, you're always at the business end of the tournaments. You've won a lot, but you're always saying, oh, you need a bit of luck, you need a bit of this, but you are one of the best players in the world.
Yeah, of course. I practice harder than probably anyone. I know Federer, for example, he's in the top 3, of course. But of course, when you have so many great opponents, I mean, I come to a European Open, it's always a tough battle to get in the last stage. And then it just means you have to practice even harder, practice on the break and safety, pocketing. But you need that little luck. I mean, if he doesn't miss the 1 or 2 games, then it's 3-3 and anything can happen.
Do you feel like you've sent a message out there to Federer and SVB, the other 2 big names in the sport?
Well, I mean, I'm just lucky to have those guys because those also push me even to my limits.
Ladies and gentlemen, your champion, Joshua the Killer Filler. Well done.
Oh, really great to hear from our winner there, Joshua Filler. There we go. Round of applause, ladies and gents. Absolutely fantastic. Spoke to Carl there and spoke about the importance of needing a good support network around him. Dedicates this to his grandmother, which is absolutely gorgeous. Dominated the final tonight. Naoyuki Oi, also great personality, said he had a VIP seat tonight. Managed to get the 1 rack, but took it in very good spirits. But the night belongs to the German Joshua Filler. I'm here with Carl and with JJ. JJ, just how impressed were you with that performance?
Very impressed, and he got stronger as it went. He got a few little breaks early, and that's part of 9-ball pools. Sometimes they go for you, sometimes they go against you. but you got to keep pushing on. And once he got the brakes sorted towards the end, it was pretty much curtains.
This is the fun bit, isn't it? Posing for all the photos, Carl. You're used to this.
I wouldn't know, to be honest. No, listen, you know, just around 90 minutes, he got the job done. You know, we did say at the start of the day, you know, we feel like he's the favourite, obviously the bookie's favourite, and we just seen why. As Jeremy said, even Josh, a few things in the middle part of the match. You know, the UK had a couple of chances. It was that 6-ball, weren't it, to get back to 4-2. Obviously, it went into the break, he was 5-1 down, and then Josh just got shots. It's not easy to come back in 9-ball when you've got such a big deficit.
He's always done well in this event. In the past 3 previous stagings of it, he's got through to the latter rounds, but he's taken this title. It's really a statement of intent for the rest of the year, JJ.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he wants to win every tournament he plays in. He always talks about that. And of course, that European Open eluding him in his home country, that maybe burned a little bit, but you know, he's going to move on and push forward, and now he's got it under his belt, and he's going to look for more.
Okay, let's have a look at the WNT calendar for the year and what events are coming up, and confirmation that Joshua's name is firmly next to the European Open as the winner. So next week we have Premier League pool. It's an invitational. Great to have 2 events here in Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, if you're a pool fan and you wanted to see a bit more of a final and it didn't last the distance, don't worry, just because in a few days' time you're going to see a lot of 9-ball. 8 days of non-stop action in the Premier League.
Wow, so many great events coming up. And we saw on that schedule as well, the Florida Open, which is in August, a new event that's been announced. It's great news.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we got a couple more here in Europe and the mainland, and then we move towards the summer, towards the US of A, and we got a lot of Americans over there trying to stake some claims here on the World 9-Ball Tour, and I look forward to it, I really do.
Oh, great stuff. Posing there with the Minister of Sports and Culture, who's been so influential in getting the event here. And of course, Emily Fraser from Matchroom is so influential as well. Joshua, he's one of the world's best, 8th in the world rankings. That's gonna change, isn't it?
Yeah, listen, he's been at the top, he's moved, he probably won't really care about that. It's all about winning the trophies. As I said at the start of the day, he's one of the biggest trophies we have in the sport. Obviously, Naoyuki not quite got it yet. Didn't play too bad in the final. It was just, you know, all the opportunities seemed to go over to Filler, and it's hard to believe he's still only 27.
It is crazy, isn't it? Started playing professionally back in 2017, but that momentum just kept going on and on throughout this game, didn't it? All went his way.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you make a couple of mistakes and it doesn't cost you, you can kind of free will from there, and he knows he doesn't make many mistakes. He can trust that. So he likes what he was feeling, and he played beautifully.
Do you think he'll take another couple of titles this year?
Yeah, you know, I don't see why not. You know, he's that good. And even if he doesn't, you know, he's shown in this event alone, it's the 4th edition, he's gone last 16, quarterfinals, semis, and a win. It's not a bad little run, that, is it?
It's not, and $40,000 as well in his back pocket. What does it say about the WNT coming here to Sarajevo, JJ?
Well, it says a lot. I mean, they're trying to grow the game. I think it's the most global sport. Maybe tennis is right there with it. But it's going to grow and grow and grow, and it starts in new locations and with great fans and a lot of juniors playing here. So a bright future here in Bosnia.
Yeah, if you look at the last 16 players, there were 13 countries representing. Out of 16 players, you know, that just shows you the global scale of 9-ball pool.
Absolutely, and really good to see the Junior Open as well. 32 players down to 1 yesterday. We had the final last night, and so much support here. It's been brilliant. Thank you, JJ. Thank you, Carl, for your company. The night belongs to Joshua Filler. It was a thriller tonight, but Joshua takes the spoils. He is the 2025 European Open champion. Good evening.